Ooh, I think we're live. Yeah. 1 second. I think we are officially live. Check. Yes. Hello. Well, Friday, Poets Day. I always get nervous when I'm about to come on here. Fuck, why? I have no idea why, but I get these butterflies constantly in my belly when I'm thinking about doing one of these LinkedIn lives. Anyway, happy Friday, everybody. It is Poets Day, and as you all know what Poets Day means, it stands for piss off early, tomorrow's Saturday. And being a long weekend, I thought I'd just pop in here and have a quick chat because it's been a busy week for us. We've had quite a bit of excitement happening with the platform build, which is really, really exciting. I'd like to announce that we've appointed a CTO, Priyanka, who's with us. So where are you, Priyanka? Can't find you. Hello. Priyanka's an amazing CTO who is going to help take control of our tech stack and really make a difference with it, which is amazing. But one of the reasons I wanted to come on here and talk was because, well, again, 3 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and I've got these brain farts happening and I can't get rid of them. So I can't get back to sleep. So I just start writing and then I get tired and then I fall asleep. But I have to write it down. Otherwise I won't be able to remember it in the morning. So one of the things that I thought about last night was beta traps. And it just got me thinking all about email and the emails. And this happened because we had a lunch this week. Priyanka and I had a lunch with the CTO and her EA, and we were talking about inboxes and the chaos surrounding executive inboxes. Now, when you know that an exec gets hammered with email, you don't realize just exactly how much they get hammered. And that's because of a number of reasons. From a marketing perspective, automation is blasting every exec inbox. It's crazy. So we often talk to execs, and I know one of them who's a big supporter of ours, Louis Ujana from Macquarie Bank, Chief Digital Officer. He told us he gets 300 cold emails a week from people trying to sell him shit. And this is a massive problem because you just don't have the filtering mechanism to be able to filter through all those 300 emails. Some of them are probably great ideas, but you just don't have the capability to get through them. And that's the big problem. From the exec perspective, just have a think about it. They often feel like they're missing out on stuff because they just can't keep up with what's going on. They've got their business to run, of course, and then they're getting all these emails popping in. Now, the lunch we had this week was also with a CTO from a big building company. And she told us, again, overnight when she wakes up, there's 10 new emails in there from people trying to sell her stuff. And again, the filtering mechanism, it's just too hard. There's no time in the day to start looking at all of this stuff. And so inboxes are getting killed. And ask any exec, most of the ones that we've got, there's about 1,000 of them that talk to us. And they, on average, they're getting 30 to 40 requests for coffee, for lunch, for dinner, for an event per day. Andrew Madazak, big supporter, he did a video for us a couple of years ago, and back then he was getting 30 to 40 requests per day, which is a bit of a problem. So filtering, it's a bit of a mess. Now, that filtering stuff also got me thinking about these beta traps. Now, I don't want to be disrespectful to conferences or roundtable companies, but ultimately, beta traps they're everywhere. They literally are. I mean, you walk into an office and there's a big reception area. And you know what a reception area is, right? Okay, it's a beta trap. It's there to make you feel important when they greet you, but it's designed to stop you from getting to the important people. It's basically a symbol of the old capitalist structure. Now, from a marketing perspective, there's also beta traps, and they're everywhere. But when you start to look at understanding what you're spending your money on and how this is all working, you get to realize that conferences are something that is a necessity. Everyone's going to have to do them. Hold on, I think I've just lost connection. What's going on there? Don't know. Hopefully it comes back. Anyway, but conferences, execs go to conferences, right? Now, the next time you go to a conference, how many execs go through the vendor room and do the walk of death, as they call it, to collect landfill off the desks? So a lot of the conference organizers invite the execs to come and speak for free, and that helps them entice the vendors to pay to stand there for 3 days. In return, that obviously entices the audience, who are often mid-level managers from corporates, to pay for the tickets, to come and learn about a topic that they might want to get better at. So you've seen it all before. The exec turns up to speak. They're obviously feeling important about this. They might get there 15 minutes before they go on stage, maybe 30 minutes, bit of networking outside. They'll do the talk and then they'll leave. Okay, and very rarely do they hang around for the 2 or 3 days. Meanwhile, the salespeople on the stands are hoping for that one conversation that's going to make their number. And the marketing teams are just hoping for 300 scanned badges to justify the ROI. But none of those two are aligned. The marketing and the sales teams are just not aligned. The salespeople need business, marketing teams just want the ROI. These conferences, they're a necessity. Everyone goes to them, but just have a think about the next time you go to one, what's happening there. The roundtables and these lunch and learns, again, beta trap. They're designed to attract the exec, and they're sponsored by a flash, often sponsored by a vendor, but they're high-end restaurants, often to attract the exec. And there's a topic that they hope will resonate with the exec. And you, as an exec, you hope that the food is good. You hope that it will be a great use of your time and time well spent, and that you will learn something. But you also hope that you won't get sold to. But deep down, you know otherwise. So marketing, yet again, they're just hoping for pipeline to follow up, or as a follow-up conversation. That's the ROI for them. And for sales, they know the game is on, because that chase is now going to begin. After the lunch, after the roundtable, sales starts chasing up, sales gets ghosted. This is often the game that's being played. And then you go back to the office and you take all of your scanned badges and whatever else, and you start emailing everybody. And again, those emails are all just filling up inboxes. And these are all the things that are done in the name of marketing. Now, the reason I want to bring this up is because times have changed, and I think we know this, but marketing is typically doing exactly the same thing. The focus, I think, needs to shift from this whole lead generation style of thought process to demand generation. And just think, you can't keep spending $100,000 on an SDR to follow up the scanned badges from the conferences just cost you $50K in the hope that you'll get one conversation to justify the expense. Just think about it. It's ludicrous. Think about it. You want to meet execs who will listen to your story, but they don't want to be sold to. They just want you to, they don't want your sequenced automated emails either. They just want you to value their time, help them solve a problem, and deliver some value. And that is why we built Meet Magic. This is a private professional group of business leaders that are connecting for good. We've built a SaaS platform that is democratizing access for all. Now, if you look at our 1,000+ execs, they should be really excited, because they're now a part of the positive change and a move away from that inbox and meeting chaos into some sort of order. As an exec, this is really the start of their meetings getting more productive, because we know there's too many meetings that shouldn't have been meetings, and you can sit there and deny it, but a lot of those meetings should have been a text or should have been an email. This is the start of the exec's time being valued, because they're getting matched properly for conversations that mean something. This is the start of those meetings actually having an impact, and the start of the email inbox request anxiety, which we know is a big thing, becoming a thing of the past. So I think that's all I want to say, but I think the start of meetings being a change for good. And as an exec, you come on board, click on this link, this wait list link that you can see here. Come and have a chat with us, because these meetings that we're arranging here, they have value, they have impact, and they're a great use of your time. And we know from experience, we know from the conversations we're having with the execs, the problems that we're solving are exactly the problems that you've got, which is too many emails, don't know how to filter them, your time's not valued, and you want to make a difference. And we're solving all three of those problems in one little platform, which is the Meet Magic platform. So click on that wait list, click on that connect.com connect, Meet Magic, waitlist, email. Just drop your details in there and let us come and be in touch with you. But this is really the start of something really, really beautiful. And we all know that meetings need to change. We all know that things need to happen. Marketing needs to stop doing a lot of the stuff that they're doing. And over the next couple of months, you'll start to see that starting to make a difference. So have a nice long weekend. I've got a podcast to do, I think, with Singapore at 1 o'clock, which is why I'm all tarted up. So hopefully, if anyone wants to get hold of us, get hold of Rebecca, get hold of Vicky. If you've got any marketing budget that you want to get rid of before the end of June, it's now June the 10th. So don't spend all that money on your conference or your roundtable snouts and the trough stuff. Just have a think about this for 1 second. And before I go, this is probably the most important thing to consider. For the past 20 years in sales, I've been in sales 20 odd years. You can probably tell that because I talk too much. But think about what I used to do when I was a sales guy. We'd go out there and we'd book a meeting with an exec, and we'd talk to them and share stories with them, and we'd tell them about the products and how it worked. That's because there was no internet. We had no choice. We had to go out there and sit down with a PowerPoint we printed off in the office, and we'd share that with them. That's all a thing of the past now. You don't print off a PowerPoint and go and sit with an exec anymore. The exec actually goes onto the internet and looks at who you are before you've actually got there. So they know all about your product and all about your services. But marketing hasn't shifted away from that. They're still doing the SEO. They're still spending tons of money with Google. They're still hiring SDRs to follow up scanned badges. They're still spending a fortune on campaigns that really are not working. It's lead generation rather than demand generation. So there's all this cost to business. And by the time you've totaled all that up and you've actually got to having a meeting, by the time you got to a meeting, the cost is more likely $8,000 to $10,000 that you spent to get to that meeting with that one exec. Think about the cost of the conference, the cost of the time you spend in the field, standing out in the conference for 3 days, the hotels, the travel, etc. So all that cost is a huge cost to get one meeting. Yet you come to Meet Magic and you have one meeting for $1,000 and $700 of that goes to charity. Well, think about it. If you've got an SDR that you're paying $100,000 a year for, that's 100 meetings with us. 100 meetings. So if you've got 100 meetings in your pipeline to go and have conversations with, if you can't do any business in 100 meetings, there's a bit of a problem there. So think about the cost of what you're spending on existing stuff that's really it's ancient and moving. People are moving away from that. People don't want to be sold to anymore. They really don't care about your data lake unless you've got a boat on it. They don't. They really don't. Things have moved. This is now a buyer's first market, not a seller's first market. So they don't care about your free giveaway. They don't care about your gifts. This is now something that marketing teams need to understand. Going direct and having a meeting, but not selling. Having a conversation from the heart about something, and coming through Meet Magic, you're having a level playing field, which is you're doing some good. Both of you are there to do some good. That's the starting point of these meetings. What a great place to start from. And then you move into the conversation. And we know these things are working because the business is happening, deals are getting done. We've got one client that's just closed their biggest deal ever off the back of one of our meetings, and it works. So we've validated all of this. So consider that when you're thinking about your budgeting and your planning for the next quarter. If you've got anything left over, any MDF budget, or if you've got any funds or whatever, you want to bring them forward for this quarter, we've got a platform. You can load up with credits. We'll take your money and put them in for meetings. There's 1,000 execs there, and they're coming on every single day. We've got loads more from ANZ Bank this week. Bless you, ANZ Bank. Westpac is still the number one contributor of execs. There's tons of execs that are on board from Westpac, which is amazing. We've got companies like Latitude and Lendlease and all these big brands. There's the top 300 companies that you want to go and have a conversation with. They're all here. They're with us, and they're doing good by having a meeting through us. If you're a company that's outside of America, if you're a vendor that you want to come into this market, why would you go and spend $300,000 on a salary when you can come and have 300 meetings? And you can have those meetings virtually to test the market. So if you're a vendor in Silicon Valley on your A round or B round of funding, you want to come and have a conversation, just come to us and have that conversation with those execs. And then you'll know if your product's going to fit the market or not without having to go and set up all that cost of hiring, etc. Anyway, I'm waffling. If anyone wants to talk to me, my phone number is 04. I'm just joking. Anyone wants to get you know where we're all at. Have a great weekend, everyone. Ding, go.